How are you guys doing? This is David with SD Wheel, and today for our first wheel showcase video we have the MO970 Moto Metal wheel. This specific model is a 20x10 gloss black with a machine face, and the reason we brought this one here specifically is because this is the best selling wheel. Before that it used to be the MO960. That was the best selling for like maybe 3 years until this baby came out, and then you started rising on the spots until it finally made it to #1, and it's been there for a while now. This wheel came out in 2014 and it's still rocking, man. This is still a hot wheel. People are still buying them every day. Every day I go down in the warehouse, I see maybe 4 sets of these wheels being shipped out, and I mean this specific model and this specific finish. So today we're going to be reviewing this wheel. We're basically going to be talking about the different sizes that you can get. We're going to be talking about the different finishes that you can get. We're going to talk a little bit about price point, and then we're also going to be going over some of the key design features of this wheel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so before we talk about the different finishes and different sizes that you can for this wheel, let's talk a little bit about the specific model itself. So as I said before, this is a 20x10 gloss black with a machine finish, and let's talk a little bit about that design. So the lip of the wheel has these little rivets all over. It's got about 16 of them, and those rivets are machined, so they really complement the machine face, and I think it looks really nice. The lip also has this incline right where the spokes are sitting, and I think that was a very good choice made by Moto Metal when it comes to design, and that's because that's where the valve hole is sitting, and the valve hole is sitting on an angle facing outwards towards the outside of the wheel or towards the face of the wheel. And I think that's really good because when you're trying to pump some air into the tires, it's gonna make it a heck of a lot easier to reach, because most of the wheels that I've seen, the valve hole is sitting right on the flat lip and then just facing down towards the center cap, and in my opinion it's just very complicated to pump air into those kinds of wheels or tires. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the spokes. This wheel has 8 spokes on it, and as you can see, the spokes are not flat. They actually come up in an angle towards the outside of the wheel or towards the front of the wheel, and then they stop about 3/4 of the way up, and then they go back towards the center of the wheel. So they go backwards, and that's where the center cap is sitting. This center cap is gloss black. It's got a bunch of screw looking things all over it, and it's worth mentioning that only 2 of those screws are real, and the rest of them are just like fake chrome plastic screws. So you're only gonna need to take 2 out in order to see the bolt pattern. So this wheel is a non-exposed bolt pattern, which means that you're gonna have to take the center cap out if you want to install those in your vehicle. And that also means that you cannot put any spike locks on these wheels. All right, so let's go back to the spokes a little bit before we're done with the design key points. I want to mention that in smaller and higher offset wheels of the MO970, the spokes are a lot more defined. That means that they stick out a little bit more than it would on this specific model. It doesn't really change the design per se, but it's something to keep in mind. All right, so I think we covered pretty much everything that has to do with the design for this model, at least for the front. And by the way, this wheel is a cast aluminum wheel, which doesn't really matter because pretty much every wheel out there is cast aluminum. Unless you get a forged wheel, then it will be forged aluminum. But let's talk about sizes right now. So you can find this wheel ranging all the way from a 16-inch to a 24-inch. So you get your 17s, 18s, 20s, and 22s. So a very good thing about this wheel is that it's made for pretty much every truck. So it's gonna fit every truck in the market right now, because it has pretty much every bolt pattern. That's because this wheel is so popular that they just decided to go with every bolt pattern and every possible size. So you don't have to worry about whether you're gonna find the right size for your truck, because you are most likely going to. All right, so now let's talk about the different finishes that you can get the MO970 on. So the MO970 has 4 different finishes. One being, and the one that you've been looking at the whole video, is a gloss black with a machine face. The second one being the satin black mill, and we're gonna throw some B-roll footage on the video, that way you can actually see how the wheels look like. But that one's pretty much the lip, the spokes, and the center cap are gonna be satin black. The only thing that's not gonna be satin black are gonna be the edges of the spokes. Those are actually gonna be milled, so you will get that kind of aluminum look to your wheels. The third one being gloss black, and that one's pretty much everything about the wheel, including the lip, the spokes, and the center cap are gonna be gloss black. The only thing that's not gonna be gloss black are gonna be the rivets and the fake screws. And it's worth mentioning that the rivets on the lip are gonna be there on every single finish. And the last one's gonna be the gloss gray center with a gloss black lip. That one's pretty self-explanatory. The lip's gonna be gloss black. The spokes are gonna be gloss gray, and the center cap is gonna be gloss black. So that's pretty much what we have when it comes to finishes. All right, so before we conclude this video, let's talk about price point very quickly. So if you're looking to buy a set of MO970s, you are looking at paying at least $133 per wheel, and that price ranges from $133 $433 all the way to $448. Of course, the 16-inch wheels are gonna be a lot cheaper than the 24-inch wheels, so that's something to keep in mind. The price point's pretty much all over the place within that range. So yeah, if you're looking to buy a set of MO970s, the cheapest you're gonna get them from is $532. All right, so why do we believe that these wheels are so popular? First of all, it is because of the design. The design is very, very simple, which a lot of people seem to like. Second of all is the finish. So the gloss black with machine face are very popular amongst wheel owners. Third of all is the price point. These wheels are very cheap compared to other brands or other models. And lastly, it is because you can pretty much fit these wheels on any truck that you can think of. So they make great wheels for first-time aftermarket buyers. Guys, so the last part of the video got corrupted, so I'm just here to remind you that if you like the MO970s, to go to sdwheel.com. There you'll find that wheel and many others. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. If you want to see any videos specifically, let us know in the comments down below. This was David with SD Wheel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.